Good morning, YouTube. Well, what time is it? 12:56, so afternoon. I got an hour and change before I can leave here. I just got a shower. Yesterday and the day before were hellish. Showers. We're talking about washing your behind yesterday. I hope that went up. I have to go check it. I'll wash these glasses. Shower. It started raining and I'm still in Oregon. I'm on the edge of Oregon, Idaho. And last night, so I got to the shipper, and y'all, I think I said about the fiasco. When I got there, the shipper I was doing this load for, they were short on 2 parts of the order, extremely short. And lady talking about, we hope you didn't show up. And I'm going to talk about how you behave in situations, because there's things that customers, whether it's the shipper or the consignee, they'll do. Sometimes it's the human being behind the scenes. If you watch, there's a video on Nightlife, KNIGHC Night, the company, and one of the, I think it was an HR or finance or payroll lady, went out with one of the female drivers to kind of see what truck drivers do. And it's kind of interesting. I actually like that little series they do, and I like it because it shows people from all walks of life. Like, since with my company, I ran into a guy at our terminal in Wisconsin when the truck got the B service. He has 15 years in education, master's, bachelor's degree. And so it kind of pisses me off sometimes, because, and I guess, we all have prejudged people, and I'm guilty as well, especially in my younger days. We think, this should be this way, or this person should do this or that. We want to dictate what people's lives do, and that's kind of crazy as hell. And we want to think that a trucker is stupid. Now, there's stupid people in every freaking industry. I'm going to let you know, I've worked in a lot of industries, and there's some, you be sitting there scratching your head going, what the hell? This person is crazy and dumb. It doesn't matter what industry you work in. There's always going to be somebody who's not going to be the most intelligent individual. Let me show y'all real quick where I'm at. So I'm in Oregon still, at the edge of Oregon, Idaho. See that over there, that fat guys? That's where I just came from. And across the street there, they've got some more stands. One of them is a Thai food stand, and I forgot what that other one is. And then that Love's over there, that's Love's, right next to it is Winter's Horse something. I don't know if y'all can see that, Winter's Horse something. And that actually has Mexican food. So, and then they have Subway inside and Chester's. I'm not usually a fan of Love's for a couple different reasons. Hold on, let me see if I got my book. Hold on, I'm just trying to find out where I'm at, because I forgot the city name. And I can tell you in a second. Because Trucker Bill called me this morning. How far did you get? Dang, you didn't get far. I'm like, man, you have no idea. And I'll explain that in a minute. I did cover, let me see how many I covered yesterday. I covered over 400 miles yesterday, okay? And I have navigation.
Messaging.
Let's see here. I got 400 miles to go. So I'll be in Salt Lake early in the morning, and this load is delivering at 5:30 in the morning. I got to go to our terminal and fuel, and I'm going to go right back out the terminal, head to delivery, which is Costco, okay? But the shipper they were using. So I get there, I'm always calm. And then let me tell y'all where I'm at so y'all know. So I'm on I-84. So for my truckers out there who may end up going through this experience, it is Ontario, exit 374. There's also a rest area. So 374, I guess this is a combination of all of the above. That's why it's so large. Okay, I was trying to figure out, because I got here and it said 374 rest area, and sometimes they'll combine it with a public place like a Flyers Inn or something else, and whatever. But this actually has parking for trucks across the street. There's parking to the right of me that you can't see across from the Love's. There's parking in the Love's parking lot, and I'm parked on the street. So when I got here last night, I got here Man, I think I got here 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. I can't remember what time I stopped. And I got here like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, and I was just whooped. And I really, what happened was because I was so, freaking fly. I hate flies. It's a baby fly too. Baby flies are the worst. Oh, get out. Hopefully he left. Well, because I was parked for the, because I was stuck like Chuck, with this whole fiasco of the whole fiasco. I've got a burger, and I'm gonna try the burger place. Now, I'll be back here. I mean, obviously this is a reefer corridor. That has been very obvious to me. Since I was stuck like Chuck, and fries are okay. Oh, it's seasoning. A little dark for me. How dark that fry is? Okay. We'll season them. Well, we try to. Don't have enough salt. I don't know what burger this is. Some kind of burger with jalapenos, onions, lettuce, tomato. And I haven't put an egg on it. Make it breakfast because I didn't get breakfast. And I love V8 or Clamato spicy. Anywho, okay, this is how much ketchup she gave me. And I got a pound of fries. What am I putting on the burger? These babies. They don't think. I'm not eating all these fries because I'm not. It's a lot of starch. But it already came with it, burger came with it. So, probably should have substituted other things. Yeah, come on. Maybe a cola. Anyway, so, I mean, it's not bad. I haven't tried the burger yet. I'm going to try that in a minute. That's my main meal. The fries will probably end up, I hate to say it in the trash. Who used to have really good fries was McDonald's. I don't know if this is true, but they injected that crap with beef fat, or they did something with beef fat. Y'all, McDonald's fries used to be on hit. And then when I heard something about an injection of beef fat or something, and however they did the fries with some beef fat, then you understood why they were so damn flavorful. And bad for you. Very bad for you. Anyway, I got here last night, and there was a truck back there. There's a bunch of trucks parked on the street. There's like a curb, so there were a bunch of them parked there. A bunch were parked over here. I didn't even notice this lot. I was so tired. I just saw the spot in front of the truck off the street that put me directly across from the Loves, so not a long walking distance if I had to go to the bathroom. And I was struggling with whether to do a shower here today or going to, what's the name of the place? Going to TA, which is in Boise, which is, I'm not that far from it. I was trying to make that last night. I just was so tired. I was going slow. I probably drove at an average of 35 miles, 35 to 45 miles an hour with this truck. I'm like almost 40,000 pounds in the box, 38,000 some change. So when I hit the mountains, because it's a lot of mountain driving coming out of Oregon into Idaho. And there's going to be more mountain driving going from Idaho into Utah. But when I hit the mountains, this truck was going like 35, 45 miles an hour upgrade. And I told you, I go the same speed down, no faster, and it's curvy. So I don't go fast curves. And they have warnings. They tell the trucks, 60 miles an hour. I'll be honest. You can post 60 miles an hour. You post whatever you post. I'm taking that at either 10 miles or half the speed limit down that grade, especially down. If it's flat curve, maybe about 10, 15 miles. But if it's down a grade where it's turning and I'm going down, which is giving more momentum for the load to possibly shift and flip the freaking truck, I cut that speed in half. I don't give a dang if it's posted for trucks. It's just my safety method. I'm still here. God bless America. So that's how I look at it. It could be because they had the truck speed for that curve is 60. And I should say all the curves. 60. Mustard. I love brown mustard. I like mustards in general, but I like spicy brown mustard. This Walmart version is on sale, and that's the stone ground, which I like the seeds and stuff. And if you do sausage, I like sweet mustard with my sausage and stuff. Okay. Then I guess we'll take a fry and smear some ketchup in here. Oh man, whatever that is, a gnat, fly, whatever, it's on my damn nerves. I think you got in. I emptied the trash on the side of the truck just a few minutes ago, and I think you got in that way. But I'm gonna put a bit away because that's gonna be gone in. So you give me some ketchup? Oh yeah, it's in the bag. A little cup. Oh, please. Well, I was really eating all them fries. Ketchup ain't enough. Pretty good damn burger. Fat ass burgers. Smart move. They got a bunch of stands and stuff out here. I don't know if they rent or they just put that crap up and call it a day. Yeah, this is a smart move. Roach coach right by the trucks. That's smart as hell. Should I say gourmet food trucks? I don't usually do soda, but it came with it. Last night, luckily enough, they had it on sale. They're doing something new. Craft sodas. So this is like a craft green apple kiwi. And Mountain Dew is known for having a lot of caffeine. And I need to get a 5-hour energy. That's alright. I'll stop and to get some ice or something tonight. And something told me yesterday to get a 5-hour energy because I slept intermittent all day yesterday because I was dealing with all this crap. And I'm dealing with it out the bunk, so I could be asleep or berth or off. Because I just took that back to the bunk. The Qualcomm. I sent my driver manager a message by email the night that I found out the load was delayed. So I want you guys to get some wisdom from my newbies. Always get the names of who the hell you talk to, especially when something ain't right. If they tell you to break the seal and they don't go out there and break the seal, get the name of who told you to break the seal. Write that down in your book, your log, on the paperwork, whatever. And when you go to do your paperwork, you write seal intact, broke seal per. Put their name. I put an X, a line, and I put their name. And that covers your butt. Like I had that OS&D, that was the short damage. They didn't write, so I had to put it on there. Security guard looked at the seal, but she didn't write crap on there. So I wrote it on there. And that covers your butt. But even when you have problems, always get the name of who you talk to, okay? Just like in an office, if you're dealing with people, you have to get your shit. Excuse me, get your stuff in writing. I'm sorry, I'm gonna swear. Get your crap in writing. Should I ask for extra onion? Red onion, purple onion especially. So I got here. Well, let's get back to the load, because y'all know I got time. I got here big. So anyway, this is a good spot. Whether you're coming into Idaho or into Idaho or going into Oregon, and you need to stop. I now know this is here. This is gonna be one of my stops. Love shower, very clean. They only have 5. One of the things, that's another thing, because and it's daytime and I had to wait for a shower. That's rare, because normally that's one of the reasons I like reefer, because most of the time you wake up and get a shower, or the time we get in there in the morning, we always get somewhere usually running nights or early mornings. So when you park, there's always parking, because most truckers start leaving out of the truck stops. They start leaving out really around 5, but some of them leave out around 4, 5 in the morning. Definitely by 8. But a lot of your truckers start their day at 5 when they'll start rolling out the truck stops. So then that leaves a crap load of parking. So you aren't worried about tight backs and stuff. Anyway, the customer, when I got there at 9 o'clock, was that Monday? 28th? Yeah, at 9 o'clock at night was my appointment time, 2100. I got there. Sent my call that I would arrived, got out the truck and check in. When I arrived, she asked me for some numbers. I didn't have those numbers. She came back to the truck, sent a message to my company. They were taking forever, so I started looking at the destination order, and I found some other PO numbers. I called back in and got the lady that I was talking to, and she says, "Yep, we can use Costco's numbers to look it up." I said, "Okay, cool." So I'll go back in with those numbers, because my company hadn't come back to me yet. They're taking too long. So she looks everything up, and she says, "Well," she said, "we were kind of hoping you didn't show up." Okay, there's reasons for that. We'll get to that in a minute. You're hoping I don't show the hell up. That's crazy as hell. The reasons they're hoping that I didn't show up is because if they don't have their crap together, they have to pay what's called detention pay to the company. Now, you're getting a very small percentage probably of what your company gets paid on detention pay. Because basically they're saying, you got my truck stuck there, I could be doing business elsewhere, and you're delaying us from making more money somewhere else, okay? Detention pay. She was really nice. She wasn't mean, anything. I really liked her. She's very nice. She continues to tell me that they're struggling extremely short on the first and third part of the order. Okay? Extremely short. And that the whole order's on hold, so they're not going to load my truck until they know whether Costco wants to load it with what weight they have, or they want to wait for the product to come in. Okay? I got there at 9 o'clock at night, 2100, on the 28th. Okay? And this is another thing. Don't leave the property. Don't go to a truck stop. Don't leave the property. I decided not to leave the property in case it got rectified. Also, I didn't want to I knew the parking was going to be bad at the time at any truck stop, so I had to stay there. Do not leave the property, or if you can't stay on the property, stay somewhere extremely close. Because your company can see by GPS where that truck is, meaning it's waiting to get loaded, okay? These geniuses in that office, I don't know if they know how trucking works on the OTR side, because I'm getting to it, because it got real special. And I just stay calm. Stay calm. I see truckers go off, get mad. Don't even go there. It's not even worth it. One, because you're getting detention pay, but you're only getting a fraction. Who's really getting paid the biggest detention pay is the company, because they're detaining their truck from doing the crap they want their truck to do. Okay, so you're getting a small fraction of what the detention pay is. Trust me, you're getting chump change. So turn around, and the lady goes, how did she put that to me? She goes, I said, well, I have to contact my company. Let me get your name. And that way I can tell them who I spoke with. And she gave me details. And that's the other thing. Write the details down. If they tell you, she gave me the numbers. It's these many short on this case, 323 cases short or whatever. She gave me numbers and details. I wrote all that down. Okay. For my newbie truckers, I got this at TA. Okay. It has a little board that you can write on, and you can store your papers inside. So I store all my papers inside. But it also has one of these wax eraser pins, one of these, and it also is magnetic. So you want to put it, put it there, so it's magnetic. I don't put it there because it's in the truck and it's jumping all around somewhere. Once I get everything organized, I might keep it out there, but I keep it down by the floor of the passenger seat. I had another thing, but the papers kept falling out, and I had a receipt that got missing, and then I had to find it, and then it was, I messed up, so the receipt was so faded, they didn't pay me for it, so it was a washout, so I ended up paying for a $40 washout. I'll tax write it off, because when I scan it, it's so faded, you can barely read it. And that's because it fell out of there and it got wet. So I got something where I can enclose my paperwork. I got that at TA for $20, $24. You can get it on Amazon too. I saw them on Amazon. I'll see once I go back to these videos on the computer. I'll see if I can get links for stuff from Amazon. I won't make this too long, but it's gonna be long. So I'll make this less than 25 minutes if I can. So what ended up happening, after I got, the next day, my company finally, I sent my driver manager a message 6:30 in the morning, went back late in the bunk, but I've been sleeping all day, so I'd already been sleeping through the night from 9 to whatever, and then I'm up, so I'm just really laying in the bunk, sitting in the bunk, chilling in the bunk, I'm reading, because you're awake, you can only sleep so much, and then your body has to get up. And so, sat in the bunk, did some stuff, went through paperwork, read, listened to music, watched some YouTube on the phone. And then finally ordered something to eat. They delivered it to the truck. And then finally about 11:46, I got a message from my driver manager. The product is there. They can load you now. And we're looking to get you paid detention pay based on this whole situation. Customer service is working on getting you detention pay. Because I was there from 9 o'clock at night. It screws me up for making more money because I would have been where I was going to be a lot sooner, okay? And I could have done other stuff. There's other stuff I could have done. Oh, I'm seeing this fly thing. Hopefully he's dead. It's like a fly or a gnat. At this point, they tell me I go inside. I call the lady. I said, ma'am, there's another lady now, and she was special. And I think she's trying to get me riled up, like upset about, this is a drama load. I'm like, okay, you're a negative force at work. I said, ma'am, you know what? I said, I'm not going to sit here and get upset about it. I said, upset will get me in an accident. I'm all mad because I can't. I'm not going to do that. It's just a waste of my damn time. Ultimately, y'all going to pay us for the pension pay. I'm going to get paid for it. And y'all going to put it on the truck. That's what's going to happen, or they're going to give me a different load. It's very simple. I'm not going to flip, trip, dip, skip. So, and this was a different lady, not the one I had in the evening. The evening lady was really sweet. She's a sweetheart. And this woman, she was leaving, and the night lady was there. And I said, and I think the one I got outside. She told me what I said. What I set the temperature to on the reefer. It's frozen, so -10. And then she gave me a little piece of paper. Didn't explain crap. I'd never been to their facility before. Then she goes, I'll take your number and call you. I walk out the door, literally get in the truck, go down, park the truck somewhere else again on their lot because I moved it close to the door to get out, drive up because I didn't know if they were going to put me in a dock. End up, she's telling me to wait. I literally turn around, back the truck into a parking spot, and the woman calls me 3 minutes after I get out the dang door and says, oh, we're going to go ahead and have you go into door number 8. They got to pick the product. I'm like, this lady is off the chain. And I said, okay, ma'am, I need to know how you guys proceed. I said, so I heard you tell one of the other drivers to leave the doors closed. Am I leaving the doors closed or open? She said, the doors should be closed. We can open them from the inside. I said, okay. You do realize I don't have a roll-up. I have the ones that open. Because there are some places I go where I don't have to open the doors even though they open this way. So, usually the roll-ups, they can just back them in and they roll those up right from any dock. but for the doors that open this way. So she turned around, and I get in there after they get me loaded. They don't call me to tell me I'm loaded. I just have to see the green light, and I get up and I go in there and I go to the bathroom. And then she's leaving, but the night lady's back, the one I liked. And so she's made all the paperwork, and I said, okay. I said, you know what? I need to put my check-in time because I got here at 9 o'clock yesterday evening. And I started writing them on the paperwork. You can't write those on our paperwork, the one from the morning lady. The reason is that they didn't want it written on there is because they have to pay detention pay for the time I got there to the company, and it's proof. But their dumb behinds don't realize the truck was sitting on their lot. We have GPS on the truck. When I send a message from here, it timestamps it from the Qualcomm, and the truck is GPS located. So then there's this chick in there, and say she might have been gay, this big gay chick, right? And she wasn't even in there the night before. And so I fill out all the paperwork. We'll get to that in a minute. I sign off when I checked in, and then they redid everything. She redid the first page I wrote it on, and then they put in their time as of the second check-in, which was noon the next day when they got the product in. No. I already put a full detailed message of your issue. You can't get out of this and try to blame it like I didn't show up until 12 o'clock. It's my behind. That's crazy as hell. So this is why you document everything. Documentation is huge. Then what I did is when I got my copies, I wrote my check-in times. I wrote the dates on there, and I put more stuff I had to put on there. And the lady, then I went to the bathroom and I realized what they did. I walked back out and I said, ma'am, I said, why is it showing 12 o'clock when I checked in with you 9 o'clock? I said, because my company is going to cover me for that wait since you guys didn't have the product. The big gay chick in the back talking about, well, you left. See, I have to hold myself. I'm like, chick, look. I don't want to say chick, there's another word. Your ass wasn't even here. What the hell? I said, ma'am, I didn't leave your lot. I said, I was parked on your lot. Your people came out to my truck to reiterate that the product was not here. I didn't leave the lot. And I just stayed calm because and I didn't even look at her. I just looked at the lady I was talking to. And she said, well, they put the time that you checked in for once we loaded it. They tried to justify it, but it was all bull crap. And so I put that on there, and I have to put some more notes on it, but I put that right on there, right in front of their face, and I got her name, and I think the other lady's name was Deborah, and she signed off on the paperwork. And so I'm like, yeah, no, you're not gonna, and they wanted to fill out because they wanted to pay detention pay based on what they, no, you won't even get away with that. And that's why my company even says if the shipper refuses to do it, you write it on the paperwork. So, and that's exactly what the hell I did. Cover your ass, people. CYA. That's the title of this video. CYA. Cover your assets. Anyway, I'm going to finish eating this. How much time I got? And I got an hour and change before I have to roll. Well, an hour and 30 minutes. Hour and 20 minutes because I have to do pre-trip. Peace. Talk to y'all later.